everybody, it's Little Prepper Lady here. Today is Monday, it's June 3rd, 2019. I will get the year correct, I promise. So, the topic of today's video, I've had quite a few people been asking me about bugging in situations. So, I plan on bugging in, like I said, unless, it's going to be longer than a 2-week time frame, and that's not really an S.H.T.F situation. That's more of like a disaster around this area. So a major snowstorm that's going to knock the power out for an extended period of time. If it's going to be more than 2 weeks, that's about all we're going to be prepared for here. So at that point in time, we'll have to get out and go somewhere else. But as far as the S.H.T.F situation happens, let's say the power grid completely gets wiped out, we're taking off and we're not going to be here. So but if you don't have that option, if you have to bug in your location where you're at, here's a few good things to keep in mind. So first thing that you need to do when it comes to that type of a situation, because there's going to be looters, there's going to be riots, there's going to be people, that are going to try and attack you, attack your home, try to take the things that you have prepped, things like that. So you want to make it look like there's nobody home, because when a chaotic situation happens, they're not going to be paying attention to see who's around still and who's not around still. They're going to be worried about themselves, their family, and they're not going to be paying attention to whether you left your home or whether you're still there. So first thing you want to do is make sure that you have all of your windows covered up. You don't want it to look at all like there's anybody around, because you're going to be using, oil lamps, you're going to be using flashlights, you're going to be burning candles. And if people can see that from the outside, that's just going to bring in, people into your home that you don't want. So make sure that you're either boarding up your windows, putting black plastic garbage bags over your windows, anything that you can do to block out all of the light. And I suggest doing it on all floors, because chances are, if you're going to be in any type of a situation where you're going to be staying for a long period of time, you're not going to just be in one room of your house the whole time. You're going to be moving around. So you want to make sure that you, block everything off. The best bet actually would be boarding it up if you have the ability to be able to do that. But do what you can. Put up what you can to block any light, so it looks like, nobody is there. Also, what I suggest that you do, like in my instance, all of my preps are down in our basement. When an actual S.H.T.F situation happens, we're going to be bringing all of that up into the center of the house. I want to be away from the windows. I want to be away from the doors. Because if somebody's going to start shooting guns off, the farther away from those access points you are, the safer you're going to be. Barricade yourself in an area and make sure you have your preps with you in that area, to protect those preps. Because if you have them in a different location than where you're at and somebody comes into your home, and you don't have a way to fight them off, they're going to get access to all of your stuff. So make sure you have it with you. Make sure you keep it close by. Basically, that's a huge thing. You don't want to be running all over your house trying to find stuff, especially when it's dark and you have everything boarded up. Yes, you're going to have your light source, your lamps, your candles, all of those kind of things, but you don't want to have to be running all over the place. As far as, running water when the electricity goes out, obviously you're not going to have that. But if you have a gravity-filled system, for your toilet and things like that, you can take a bucket of water and pour it, like lift the top off the back of the toilet, pour a bucket of water down there, and then flush it if it's a gravity system. If it's an electrical system, you're pretty much SOL with that. The only thing I can suggest, because if you're eating, you have to go to the bathroom, have an extra 5-gallon bucket and get a bag of lime. And be pouring that in the bucket every time somebody goes to the bathroom. It's going to deter the smell, and it's going to take care of all of that. And then, find a place that's nearby that you can go out at nighttime and take care of what's in the bucket. And then just keep using that if you don't have a gravity-filled system in order to, use the toilet. But like I said, you can pour a bucket of water into the toilet if it's gravity-filled, flush it, and it'll go down. Obviously, the tank will be empty, so you have to do that every single time. But just bear that in mind if you have that type of system. I'm not sure how to find out if you have that type of system. I'm sure somebody would know. If you have just a pure electrical system, or if you have a gravity filled system. So that's something you might want to look into wherever it is that you plan on bugging into. Next thing is make sure you have a group of people to protect not only yourself, but everything that you have in your home. And that's going to be important because somebody is going to have to be awake and alert at all times. And you can't stay up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and expect to be able to be on high alert and make sure that, nobody's coming into your home. So make sure that you're taking shifts. You have somebody that's reliable, that's sleeping, while you're awake, and vice versa. That way everything's protected at all times. Now, in my instance, we have a fenced-in backyard. So essentially, if anything like that happens, we'll be boarding up the entrances to the fenced-in backyard. That doesn't mean that somebody can't climb over the fence, but you can only take what precautions that you can take to kind of prevent that. The fence is about 5.5, almost 6 feet tall. So we can kind of hide, in an area in the backyard and do our cooking and things like that. But you got to make sure that if you're going outdoors to do any type of cooking or anything, you need to be putting the fire out, because any type of flame that you have is going to, raise the fact that people are going to see that and they're going to be coming. So just bear that in mind as well when all of that's said and done. As far as staying there for an extended period of time, like I've said before, you have to have a water source. So like next to us, we have a creek. So if I absolutely need to and we run out of our water, then I can go over there and, get our buckets of water, bring them in, or bring them to the middle of the yard and boil them. Make sure, they're as clean as they possibly can be. Put that through a water filtration system, whatever needs to happen as far as that goes, and make sure that it's sanitary water that we're using for drinking and cooking and things like that. Any type of, home invader, you got to make sure that you're prepared for that. So make sure that you have your weapons. Make sure you don't just have them all in one area of the house. Make sure that they're, strategically placed throughout your house in locations that only you and the people that are in your group are going to know where those are at, because you don't know if somebody's going to come through a window or come through the front door, or come through the back door or the side door. We have 3 doors on our house. So there's 3 places that people can enter, and then our whole back porch and our front porch is all windows. So anybody could get in here pretty easily if we don't take care of that situation. So just make sure you have that planned accordingly as well. Myself, I'm not going to purchase a gun. I don't really like guns. I'm not a big fan of them. I know how to shoot them. I've taken courses and I know the safety and all of that, but I'm more of a bow kind of person. So down the line, I may have a bow because I can be pretty stealthy with that kind of stuff. So that's a good option as well. Knives, machetes, things like that. And they even sell machetes at Walmart. You can get for like $25. I saw one. It's pretty cool. I want to pick that up. And that's going to be a good tool too for, chopping anything down that you need, trees, anything to start a small fire, anything like that. You're going to have those tools available to you. So just make sure you have your weapons prepared as well when you're bugging into your home. So those are just a couple of pointers I wanted to kind of go over as far as bugging in is concerned. If you guys have anything else that you want me to cover as far as that goes, just let me know in the comments. I do read the stuff. I'm working on trying to get back to you guys. Things are a little bit easier now that I have my job cut down to 1 day a week versus like 4 or more is what I was supposed to work this week. So I got pretty fortunate that my boss was able to work with me on that. So I should have a little bit of extra time to be able to get in here and get back to you guys. I'm seeing the comments. I'm seeing what you guys have to say. It's just hard to do everything in my life and respond to 100 comments a day. So, like I said, any questions, comments, anything else you want me to talk about as far as that goes, just leave it in the link below and I'll do my best to get back to you. And as always, guys, always remember, everything does happen for a reason. So whether you're having a good day or a bad day, you're in a good situation or a bad situation, just stick with it. Everything's going to be okay. You're on that journey for a reason and it's all just going to work out fine. Also, always remember, forget about the past. There isn't anything that we can do about the past. Yes, we want to learn from the mistakes that we've made in the past and try to grow ourselves in the future. But you can't change the past. You can't change what happened in the past, so just forget about it. Be thinking about the future. Be focused on that while be living in the now. Be living, be loving, be laughing every single day, being enjoying your family and your friends, because we never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We all could not be here tomorrow. So be living your life now while staying focused on the future, because that's always very important. That's all I've got for you guys today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.